Andi from Manchester Athletic Club, and I'm here today to teach you some stretches, particularly for your low back. And a lot of people come to me and say, I really want to stretch out my low back, and I think that's the issue. But we start to work out a little bit and I figure out, wow, it's not just the low back that's tight, it's the abductors, it's the glute, it's the adductors, it's the hamstrings. So today I'm going to run you through just a little bit of a series of a stretch with Nan. And in a perfect world, we're going to hold those stretches for 30 seconds. For today's camera shoot, we're going to just do about 10 seconds each hold. So come along with me and we're going to start right into a square up. And what I want you to do is take one foot in front of the leg in front of you right here. And it's typically a squared up angle. You're going to be tempted to do a crisscross. Push that leg out a little bit. And what I do also want to add is this. This may be your best, and that's okay. Today's day one, and it's going to be my hope that you do these daily and gain flexibility. I should also note, why are we doing this? Flexibility prevents injury. Flexibility and stretching brings good blood flow to the muscle tissue. Flexibility enhances posture. Flexibility does a number of things to prevent injury and prevent soreness, achiness in the muscle after a workout. Lastly, I do need to add this. The best time to do your stretches is after your workout. So keep all those things in mind. Join me each day. Just push that button on the mat and we're good to go. So we're right here in the square up. We're already going to start out in good posture. Shoulders back, chin up, nice straight spine. And we're just going to slowly drop down. I'm not rounding yet or dropping my chin, because as soon as I do this, and you're not going to do this, and I'm sure you're not going to do this either, I feel nothing in here, and this is my target area. So let's slowly drop while taking deep breaths. I can use my elbows as a little pressure to push my knees down. I don't want to feel pain. I want to feel a nice pressure while I'm stretching. Now I can drop my head a little bit and slowly come back up. If I'm good with that, I can move on to applying a little more pressure with my hands on my knees. I'm dropping down. Woo! Feeling it already. It's a great stretch just by having this foot out a little bit, and you can breathe with your foot just a little bit. A little more intensity in those abductors, especially you runners who are tight in the abductors. And hello, and come back up. Nice, and switch legs. Let's do the other one, nice and slow. Nothing's forced, everything's very fluid and easy. Dropping down. Go to where you're comfortable.
Comfortable. I'm the runner.
You're the runner.
You're talking about.
And you can tell I'm not a runner. And hold here. Nice straight spine. Pressing down a little bit on my knees. And slowly bringing it back up. Nice. If you're good with that, and you want to go a little further, we can go to what's called crossover. All you're going to do, and I'm going to give you my side just so you see the angles of where I want to go. I want to take my ankle, cross it right over my knee. And sometimes people try and cross here. Don't do that. Don't rush right into it. Go ahead and be gentle with your body. This is a stretch, not a strain. And if you're comfortable here and this is your stretch, great, keep it. If you want to go a little further, walk the palm of your hands into your calf. Bring that front toe up. Woo! I'm feeling it already. Press your chest into your calf.
Oh, yay.
If you're good with that, you're doing deep breaths and not holding your breath the whole time, take your hips, bring them forward, right into the heel of your foot and press.
Or not.
Or not.
Sit right where you feel comfortable.
And take deep breaths. Nice. And slowly come out of that move. You can relax here when you're doing these stretches and come back in. And again, this is a 30-second count. When you're doing this on your own, for the sake of today and trying to get a lot of information in, we're going to hold for about a 10 count or until we're purple, and drop again. And let's do the other side. Again, I'm being gentle with my body. I have my leg out here. I'm crossing this ankle over this knee. I'm slowly walking my hands in. I'm bringing this toe up, this toe I should say, not this one. I'm lifting my hips and going closer toward the heel and man. And I'm pressing my chest right into that calf, and I'm feeling amazing stretch all through here. Holding it. Deep breath in. And exhale, try and go a little further. And release. Perfect. While we're here on the floor, I'm going to show you complementary muscle abductor stretch, your inner thigh. Outer thigh, inner thigh. If you're stretching one but not the other, one's going to compensate for the other. So let's get the inside. I'm going to put my feet together like this. And again, some of you have posture issues and you're automatically going to find yourself rounded. Your pelvis is tilted back. If possible, think upright, shoulders back. If you can.
You can even put a little.
If you want to put a little support behind you, that's great. And if this is your comfortable point, go with this. It's totally up to you and where you're at. If this is comfortable holding onto your ankles, do it. If you can put your hands laced under your toes, do it. But be sure you're pulling up, rounding your shoulders back. Looks good, man. Pull up. Feeling that nice stretch. And now we're going to use our elbows again. Chin is up, straight spine, and dropping down slowly. Go to that place of just a little pressure. Actually use those elbows and push those knees down. Perfect. Using your own body weight to increase the muscle fibers. And slowly come up. Or stay where you are. And I will say this, stretching can be done at any age. It is going to take consistency over the long haul, like everything else. So stick with it. You can do it daily. Bring those feet together. We're now going to go for a little more of an intense one. Some of you do stretch daily. We're going to do what's called tabletop or countertop. So we're going to make the transition to a chair, and I want to caution you with this. If you're new to this, have a counter that you can hold on to, not a stability ball, not something that's going to give, but something that's stable that you're going to be holding on to while you're doing this exercise. We're going to move on to a little bit more of an intensity move for our stretches. We're going to be stretching our abductor again. Will you feel it in your low back as well and your hamstrings? Absolutely. We're all one connected chain. So don't be surprised if you're feeling it elsewhere. And I want to do another note of caution. If you're having knee issues and when you're putting your foot up to a little bit of a square up position, if you're feeling a pull in your knee, back away from this exercise. I don't want strain or pain. Again, this should just be a nice pressure. So Dan is squared up, I'm squared up, I'm holding on. And I want to show you a couple of things people do with this exercise that are right and some that aren't as right. I didn't say wrong, just not as right. We're going to drop forward. I'm keeping my chin up a little bit. My cervical spine is in neutral. But again, I'm not rounding my back and dropping my chin in. I feel nothing anywhere when I'm rounded. If I'm straight with a straight spine, my chin up a little bit, I'm actually feeling this and I haven't even dropped down very much. And now I'm going to start my progression down. My hips are toward the floor, not angled out this way. And I'm dropping down. I'm not putting any pressure on my knee until I get to that point of resistance. That's pretty intense. I'm going to hold this and breathe through it. And what I want you to think about while you're breathing through this is envision a rubber band in a freezer, and that rubber band is being taken out and pulled very quickly. It's going to pop and break. Think of your muscle fibers in the same way. They're going to pop and break if you just go into a static stretch right into intensity. That's why the warm-up is super important, and you move with fluidity through these moves. Come up slowly. That looks great. And again, slowly come out of it, and let's do the other leg. Again, you can see we're squared up. Naturally, I want to just put my hips this direction to get the maximum stretch. I'm going toward Nan. Another little note, my toes and my knees are always facing the same direction. If my toes are this way and my knee is this way, I'm torquing and I can hurt my kneecap. Knees and toes, same direction, whether it's squat, lunge, stretch. So here we are, all toes on knees, same direction. Dropping down, chin is up, straight spine. I'm already feeling it. Deep breath in. Whoa, feeling that pretty intensely everywhere. Big deep breath in. And release. Now you can play with this at home. You can make it as intense or a little less resistance as you'd like. Just by moving my foot, take both feet off first, however, closer to the chair, and then dropping down. I'm getting it in my adductor as well, my inner thigh, and drop down. And slowly bring it back up. And bring your foot down. Excellent. We're going to head to the mat. We're going to do my favorite stretch for the low back called a crossover. I'll see you down there. Hi, we're back on the mat, and I do want to preface, these stretches can be done daily, and all you need is a mat, a chair, this area, or at home. So we're going to stretch that low back. All I'm going to have you do is lay flat on the mat. Feet are in hip width position. I'm automatically going to press my low back into the mat, a pelvic tilt. I don't want this arch present. I want to press down. Envision making an imprint into the mat with your low back. I'm going to take my left leg and cross it over my right leg, all the way over. I'm going to bring my right toe to the floor, my right heel up. How you doing with that, Nan?
Good, thank you.
This is my lever leg. I'm going to use the body weight of this top leg to actually put pressure on my low back to lengthen. So my arms are going to go out to the side. I'm dropping down slowly, and if this is as far as I can go and I'm feeling too much pressure in my low back, stop there. If you feel like I want a little more intensity and I can go a little lower, keep going. How you doing, Ann?
Good. Feeling my run this morning.
She's feeling her run. And you may also feel this in your hip flexor. You may feel this in your glutes and your abductor, and I'm hoping low back. They all go hand in hand. Bring your knees up slowly after a 30-second count. I'm still on that toe, and I still have that other leg on top. I'm going into the other direction, and I forgot to mention, look in the opposite direction of your knees. You'll get a nice spinal twist here. Feels amazing. I'm holding that, another 30-second count, and I'm back to neutral. I'm going to switch legs. I'm up on that left toe now, and I'm dropping to the right with my right leg leading. I'm using that top leg as my lever. I'm feeling that nice pressure right here in my back, releasing all that tension, all that hip abductor tension, hip flexor. Even my obliques are getting a great stretch. And I'm back to neutral. And everybody asks me, how do I stretch my glutes? This is such a hard place to stretch. A great stretch for that is just bringing these knees up. And don't feel like you have to do this. I'm going to give you the accommodation to this in a minute. I'm going to take my ankles, separate them, pull them apart, and feel an amazing stretch in my glutes. Feel that, Nan?
I do.
You're doing it right then. If that's too hard for you, take your hands to the front of your knee. If you can, I'm not assuming you can do this, but if you can, pull in for a really big hug. I'm still getting an amazing glute stretch. and slowly release. Make sure you switch legs to get the other leg in for a glute stretch. Taking my ankles, pulling them apart slowly. Woo! Or the accommodation, hugging the front of that knee. And slowly coming out of it. You did great.
It feels really good.
You did really well, man. She's going to stay there. Good job. We'll see you again when we're stretching other parts of our body from the mat. See you next time.
Thank you. Have a great day.